Annyeonghaseyo! Ako nga pala si Mrs. Daniel, ang inyong Mathematics 9 teacher, and let us start our lesson for week number 6. Our goals for this week are as follows. First, to graph a quadratic function and understand the terms associated with it. And next, to analyze the effects of changing the values of a, h, and k in the equation y is equal to a times the square of x minus h plus k of a quadratic function on its graph. So we have the graph of the quadratic function, which is called the parabola. A parabola is like a U-shape, and for a quadratic function, it is only restricted to a parabola opening upward or a parabola opening downward. As we go through our lesson, it is important that we understand and remember the following terms, such as the vertex, the axis of symmetry, the domain and the range, the direction of the opening of the parabola, and the x and y intercepts. How do we determine the vertex of a quadratic function? The vertex of a quadratic function is the point hk. Ang vertex ay kung saan natin matatagpuan ang minimum point at ang maximum point ng isang parabola. Kapag ang value ng a is greater than 0, ibig sabihin mayroon tayong minimum point. At kapag ang value naman ng a is less than 0, ibig sabihin mayroon tayong maximum point. To find the vertex in standard form, we can also use the formula for hk. So we have h is equal to negative b divided by 2a, and we have k is equal to 4ac minus b squared all over 4a. Remember, h is the x-coordinate of the vertex, and k is the y-coordinate of the vertex. Let us have some example. Let us find the coordinates of the vertex of the function y is equal to 2x squared minus 4x plus 4. For the solution, importante natin na alam ang values ng a, b, at c so that mas madali natin maisa-substitute ang mga ito sa formula ng h at k. Let us find the value of h first. Step 1. Write the formula for h. Next is to substitute the values of a and b. Then solve and simplify. So we have h, which is equal to 1. Ito ang ating x-coordinate. Next is hanapin natin ang value ng k. Step 1, write the formula for k. Next is to substitute the values of a, b, and c. Then solve and simplify. So we have k, which is equal to 2. Ito ang ating y-coordinate. Ilagay lang natin ang values ng h at k sa loob ng parenthesis. Therefore, the vertex is located at point 1, 2 in the Cartesian coordinate plane. Kaya, kapag ni-require kayo na i-plot ito, nandito ang ating h o ang x-coordinate. At ang ating k naman o ang y-coordinate, kung saan magtatagpo ang dalawang points, ay nandoon ang ating vertex. At sa pamamagitan ng pagsusolve at pagpa-plot pa ng ilang points, ay mabubuo natin ang graph ng ating function. At ito ang ating parabola. Sumunod naman ay determining the axis of symmetry. Every graph of a quadratic function is a parabola that is symmetric about a vertical line through its vertex called the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry of the parabola is the vertical line x is equal to h and also divides the parabola into two equal parts. Ang axis of symmetry ay ang linya or imaginary line na kung saan hinahati ang parabola sa dalawang equal parts. Ito din ay laging dumadaan sa vertex. Kaya naman, to find the axis of symmetry using the coefficients of the quadratic function, we use the formula x is equal to negative b over 2a. Katulad lang ito ng formula natin sa pagkuha ng h o ng x-coordinate. Halimbawa, ito ang graph ng ating function kanina na y is equal to 2x squared minus 4x plus 4. Ito naman ang kanyang axis of symmetry. Ito ay dumadaan sa vertex na may coordinate na 1, 2. Ayan. Ang sumunod naman ay determining the domain and range of a quadratic function. The domain of a quadratic function is the set of real numbers. To find the range of the quadratic function in the form y is equal to a times the quantity of x minus h squared plus k. If a is greater than 0, then the range of the quadratic function is the set of all y where y is greater than or equal to k, na kung saan ang mga values ay equal or higit pa sa value ng k. Ito yun. So kapag ang a daw is greater than 0, ito ang range. If a is less than 0, then the range of the quadratic function is the set of all y where y is less than or equal to k, na kung saan ang mga values ay equal or mas mababa pa sa value ng k. Ito yun. Ito naman ang kanyang range. And that is how we determine the domain and range of a quadratic function. Next natin is determining the opening of a parabola. The value of a indicates the opening of the parabola. If the value of a is positive, then the parabola opens upward. Pataas kapag ang value ng a natin ay positive. If the value of a is negative, then the parabola opens downward. Pababa kapag ang value ng a natin ay negative. And that is how we determine the direction of the opening of the parabola. Next is determining the x and y intercepts. Intercepts ang tawag doon sa mga points ng parabola na nag-pass through or dumaan sa ating axis. X-intercept kapag nag-pass through siya dito sa ating x-axis at y-intercept naman kapag nag-pass through siya dito sa ating y-axis. The x-intercept is determined by setting y is equal to 0 and then solving for x. The function y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c has two distinct x-intercepts if b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 o kapag ang discriminant natin ay positive. Dito, makikita natin sa graph na mayroon itong dalawang points. Ayan. Kapag ang discriminant natin ay positive, ganito ang itsura ng kanyang graph. It has only one x-intercept if b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0 o kapag ang discriminant ay equal sa 0. Dito sa graph, makikita natin na ito ang kanyang x-intercept. Okay? It has no x-intercept if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0 o kapag ang discriminant ay negative. Dito sa graph, walang nag-pass through or tumawid dito sa x-axis. Nakaangat ang ating parabola. On the other hand, the y-intercept is determined by setting x is equal to 0 and then solving for y. And that is how we determine the x and y intercepts.